Okay, this is just a short video to introduce you to an excellent online software that you can download for your computer, Audacity. This helps you record your voice for teaching purposes. So, for example, we've been talking recently about sending sound files, a voice recording to give feedback to students. Another thing you can do is during lessons, you can maybe invite them to read something out or to speak to you, and you can check their pronunciation by recording their voice and then immediately giving them feedback, listening to how they sound. So it's an excellent way of getting immediate little sound files, little sound bites of their voice that you can then work on together. So how does it work? First of all, you need to go to the internet and you need to download it. So go to Audacity, just Google Audacity and you'll find this downloads page. You can download for Windows or Mac. It's completely free. It's provided by just enthusiasts. It's been available for the last 20-25 years, so it's extremely reliable. It's never had any problems. There's a wonderful manual online which you can access if you download and install the software. If you go to Help and then click on Manual, it will take you to the internet where you can then find out anything you want to know about Audacity. So, for example, there's a visual interactive section here. If you click on this area here, it'll send you to page number 2 and tell you what these buttons mean. If you click here, it'll tell you about audio setup. If you click here, it'll tell you about the tracks, and so on and so on. So everything you could possibly want to know is on here. There's some more guides and tutorials here. Of course, if you are interested in a little bit more, you can go to YouTube and Google anything to do with Audacity, and there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of great videos on how to use Audacity. So once you've downloaded and installed the Audacity software, it does look a little bit daunting perhaps, because there's quite a lot of buttons to press. It's quite a sophisticated software, so it's not just your basic thing. What you need to do though is start by clicking on the audio setup. Now, if you are recording, for example, just your voice, then you might want to check the recording device and see which of the many microphones that your computer might have that you want to use. So this one, for example, is just the standard computer one. It's recording my voice and also any sounds and voices that are coming through the computer. So, for example, if you are recording a student's voice, then you definitely want to be choosing maybe this first one, and have a play around with your setup and see which microphone actually will capture the student's voice. If I choose this one, for example, which is my desktop microphone, this is great for recording my voice because it's better quality than this one, but on the other hand, it will not capture the student's voice at all. Desktop microphone is my USB camera, and that again it will capture my voice but not the student. And this is from my headset. So my headphones have a recording device too. So this is a very common thing. You've got lots of potential microphones. Choose the one that best suits you. To be honest, the standard basic computer one works just fine in most situations. So feel free to just choose that, and that will be your default every time you open up. And that way you'll capture the student's voice if that's what you want to do. In terms of the rest of it, this is the audio track 1, and it's empty at the moment because I haven't recorded anything. But what I can do is I can click on it. If I want to get rid of that click, I just need to go back to the beginning. All right. So these ones are 2 buttons that you need to know how to use. It's skip to the start and skip to the end. Okay, so I've set up my microphone, and now I'm going to record my voice. So recording here, it immediately starts taking audio file. I'm going to press stop. Then I click here. If I click on the track, wherever I click, it creates a new stop. So if I press play now, it will start from that stop. And if I press it again, it will start from that stop. So that can be quite annoying if you're trying to go back to the beginning and it's not easy to do. So don't forget, the easy way to do it is just to reset that by clicking on go back to the start, and then you'll recording here, it immediately, then you're back at the start again. So back to the start. Okay, so now I have a sound file of my voice. Maybe this is feedback for our students. So the next thing I want to do though is I want to maybe make it slightly better quality. Maybe there's a buzz or background noise on my recording, and I want it to sound a little bit more professional. So just another little trick I think that's well worth knowing is how to create noise reduction. Right, so this is an effect. So there are lots of effects. Don't get too worried about so many options. Just click on noise removal and repair. And if I click on noise reduction, it will look like that. Now, what you need to do before you actually reduce the noise on the whole track, you need to get a noise profile. If you select, like I have here, an area of your track that is mostly silent, mostly quiet, then this is giving the computer an idea of what the background noise sounds like. So it's listening to all of this and thinking, okay, so that's background, so I want to get rid of that and reduce that. So I get noise profile, and then it disappears. Now I have to select everything, Control A. Control A will select everything in the track, like so. And then I go to Effect again, and I go to Noise Removal. And this time, when I go to Noise Reduction, instead of getting the noise profile, I actually will noise reduce, step 2. Right, so step 2, I'm just going to press OK. You can change the settings to make the noise reduction more powerful, but the standard settings, the default settings, should be fine for you. I'm going to press OK. And there you go. You can see, if I just zoom in a bit, this section here of quiet is completely flat now. And that's because all of that background noise has been cut and removed, which is very handy. So now, recording here, it immediately starts. Yeah, the quality and the tone of the voice has changed just slightly because some of those lower tones have disappeared along with the background noise, but the quality now sounds much more professional, sounds much better. So I've got a good quality recording. Now I want to export it, and I want to send it by email to my student perhaps. So going to File, don't click on Save Project, because that will save it as an Audacity file, which you can then work on and develop more later. But for just a simple voice recording, you don't really need to do that at all. Just skip over that step. Save as an MP3 is probably the standard. You can choose whichever file type you like, but MP3 is easy. Okay, let's record it on my desktop. Have a look down here. This is the interesting area. You can change the quality, right? So by default, it will start by being a standard. So this is the default level, and this is actually not the lowest level. Medium is a little bit lower, and this means that if I click on standard, if I do it on default, it'll be about 25% bigger than if I just reduce that file size a little bit more to medium. So medium is about 75% of what the standard quality. So a 1 megabyte file would be 750 instead. So I find that the medium is just fine. The quality is just fine for just voice. You know, if you're just talking then there's no reason why you shouldn't reduce the size of the file as much as possible. So save. Okay, yeah, replace that file. This one is just inviting me to add an artist name and track title and so on. So this is if you're recording music or something for public, but I'm not doing that, so I'm just going to ignore it. Okay, so here is the file. So recording here, it immediately starts. And that sounds great. So I have my file ready, and I add it to my email and send it to my student. And you can see it's only 46 kilobytes in size, so it's very small. It's very easy to record. A file of 5 minutes or so would probably be about a megabyte and a half, 1.5 megabytes or something. So it's easily addable to an email. You can put it on Milo if you prefer, and that's it, I think. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you enjoy using Audacity. If you have any questions, you can use the help manual here if you prefer. Email me, Chris Jones, if you want to. Ask me any questions as well. Thank you very much. Bye.